Global business, government and academic leaders will converge in Cape Town for the World Economic Forum on Africa tomorrow. Nigerian business leaders met with their South African counterparts at the Nigeria Business Forum today. We spoke to CEO of FirstRand, Sizwe Nxasana, about the partnership between Nigeria and South Africa.
We're involved in a number of sectors, in real estate, in oil and gas, in manufacturing and services in Nigeria. So it's really going well, given that we've been there only a couple of months. But of course, we've been doing a number of deals even before we set shop, in the beginning of this year. So it's certainly going well.
Now, in terms of business that you're seeing there, where are you seeing most of the opportunities?
Well, obviously, if you look at the Nigerian economy, oil and gas is still very important. Power is opening up as the reforms are taking place to actually invest a lot more in power generation and transmission and so on. We see infrastructure generally is a very big theme. So we've been involved in a number of infrastructure programs. But we also see growth starting to happen in other sectors, such as agriculture, services, and so on.
Now, when you talk about Nigeria, of course, people talk huge numbers. 167 million people is a lot of people. But also in terms of the growth rate of the economy, it's been growing faster than South Africa, 7% per year. In terms of volumes and values that you're seeing out there, are you able to give us a sense of what you're seeing?
Well, we're starting to see the emergence of banking, especially to support retail, because in the past I think it's fair to say that the Nigerian economy has been very strong on the commercial side, as well as doing business with government or buying government bonds and things like that. So we're starting to see diversification of that economy, which is really positive, because you don't want to just support an economy which is based on one sector. It's important for an economy to be more diversified, and that's what we're starting to see in Nigeria.
In terms of that business that you've set up there, what are your targets? What do you hope to see it become in the next 3, 4, 5 years?
Well, FirstRand adopts an organic approach to how we grow in different countries. We look for opportunities. We are quite entrepreneurial in terms of our approach. So we want to continue to be part of the Nigerian growth story. Not just, setting up a merchant bank. Hopefully, we'll be looking for opportunities in other areas. As I mentioned, we're involved in real estate. We've been involved in the development, for instance, of, the shopping center, one of the two shopping centers. In fact, we participate in the other one as well. So there are various ways in which we want to be part of the Nigerian growth story.
What about retail banking?
Well, retail bank is something that we consider as an important thing for the future. So we'll continue to look for opportunities in that regard.
What do you want to do there? Do you want to acquire? Do you want to grow from branch hub? What do you want to do there?
Well, we are looking for opportunities. We're keeping our options open. We're really keeping our options open to look for opportunities that are on the ground.
Now, the session that we attended in the morning, people were talking about how difficult it has been and how things are improving. From your perspective, what have you been seeing and what remains to be done to ease trade flows between the two countries?
Well, obviously there are general things that everybody talks about, the opening up of visas and trade relations, and issues such as, for instance, currency, the ability to trade and facilitate trade is important. But on the other side, though, we are very encouraged when you see the reforms that are taking place in Nigeria. In sectors such as the power sector, as an example, in agriculture, in manufacturing, and all those are really very positive developments that are allowing us to support trade in Nigeria itself, or companies in Nigeria itself, but also companies that may be coming from outside Nigeria that want to do business in Nigeria. But I think it's also important to look at reciprocity. In other words, open up those barriers that may still be stopping Nigerians and Nigerian companies doing business in South Africa, as well as in the region generally.
What about the issue of visas? How important do you think is the move that has been announced by these ministers?
It is important. It's a step in the right direction, but I do agree that I think we need longer terms of visas, because it doesn't seem to make sense that I have a 15-year American visa, a 10-year UK visa, and I only may have at best a 3-year visa to go to Nigeria.
Right. Now, of course, what they're trying to do, they're trying to prevent, I don't know, for lack of another word, poor people or people without business prospects from coming across each other's borders and facilitate genuine business-to-business development. But do you think scrapping visas completely would be the answer?
No, I don't necessarily think scrapping visas is the answer. I think you need to, the two countries need to work together to look at categories of visas, especially for tourism and as well as business, where, you know, based on obviously controls that may be put in place and so on, you can facilitate longer term visas as opposed to just having a blanket policy that stops everyone from traveling back and forth.
Sizwe, before I let you go, I must ask you, when you look at Nigeria and you look at the rest of the continent, what do you see? Who is, where is your growth opportunities best placed?
Well, if you look at, you know, the IMF's own benchmarks in terms of countries that are growing, it's fair to say that the majority of countries that are growing in the world today are largely in Africa. So countries from right to the, you know, doorstep here, Mozambique, Zambia, Tanzania, Angola, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, all these countries are growing really, really well.